Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. You're ready for some football?
Yes, Thursday night football. The Packers play tonight, and our Melissa Kim is going to join us live from Lambeau Field in Green Bay in just a little while.
And there's some rumblings that Aaron Rodgers may actually throw a few passes.
That'll be worth seeing.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Not football weather. We'll get to the weather in a second, but first in the news today, remembering the Queen of Soul. We are looking back at the life and legacy of Aretha Franklin.
Very sad news today. Reaction from lawmakers on Capitol Hill after President Trump revokes the security clearance of a former CIA director. And he's also looking into considering revoking others.
And going all in, an area treatment center is getting some help in fighting the opioid epidemic.
Let's take a look outside today. A little cloudy this afternoon and some rain out there.
Kind of muggy again as well, but it's the look at Lake Mendota from top of Observatory Drive. The way it looks, dodging raindrops, the weather words, and Dave Caulfield is outside not dodging anything.
Nope. Well, I'm always ready. I got the umbrella right next to me, Mark and Susan, because really when it's this humid, you can get those raindrops to start falling pretty much at any time. So we need to be ready for the showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of hours. And Doppler track actually starting to fill in a little bit, especially over the past hour or two. We do have some heavy downpours and some stronger thunderstorms embedded in this round of showers and storms. So just keep an eye to the sky over the next couple of hours. Some of us may see some bouts of pretty heavy rain. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, not one of those spots. Rain-free at the present time, but still very humid. Currently at 80, and actually at the airport, we are reporting some rain. So changes. South-southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. That dew point right around 70 degrees. Some other temperatures, depending on if we have seen that rain, we're in the 70s. Others are still in the 80s, like Madison and Monroe. Dew points are in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s, where we've been stuck for the past 2 to 3 days or so. And in those downpours, visibility could be reduced. Maybe some more fog forming as we head into later on tonight and overnight. Live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam. Maybe some rain off in the distance, mostly cloudy skies. Showers and thunderstorms possible this evening, but pretty similar to yesterday. We should start to see that shower activity die down a little bit later on tonight. So let's take a look at your first alert traffic update. Here is a live look at the Beltline and Rimrock Road. A little bit slow go in the eastbound direction, but westbound not looking too bad as you might expect. No major accidents or incidents across Dane County, but we are starting to see those brake lights and slowdowns, especially on the eastbound Beltline from west to east. Closer to Gammon Road and Fish Hatchery, we're noticing those delays into Rimrock Road and John Nolan Drive through Park Street as well. But things not looking too bad by Stoughton Road and the interstate, at least not right now. Eastbound Verona Road to John Nolan, that's 10 minutes with an average speed of around 25 miles per hour. As we take a look at some other drive times, Middleton to Sauk City, not looking too bad right now at 17 minutes with an average speed of around 60 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic update. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will talk more about some more chances for showers, but a nice looking weekend, if not maybe just a little bit warm. I'll see you in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks so much, Dave.
Top of the news today, Aretha Franklin's career spanned more than 65 years, and today, countless tributes poured in to honor the undisputed Queen of Soul.
Memories coming in from fans and fellow singers around the world. Kenneth Craig has a look at her life and legacy.
When Rolling Stone magazine named Aretha Franklin the greatest singer of all time, they called her a gift from God, the reason why women want to sing. On Twitter, the tributes to the Queen of Soul poured in, from fans to fellow legends, including Carole King, Diana Ross, and Barbra Streisand, who wrote, "It's difficult to conceive of a world without her." John Legend called her the greatest vocalist I've ever known. And Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote, "We will be listening to you forever." President Trump offered his condolences from the White House.
She's brought joy to millions of lives, and her extraordinary legacy will thrive and inspire many generations to come.
She gave a powerful performance at President Barack Obama's inauguration. He said in a statement with Michelle Obama, "Aretha helped define the American experience. In her voice, we could feel our history."
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, kind of what it means to me.
It was those social anthems that Rolling Stone contributing editor Joe Levy says helped make her a cultural phenomenon.
She is a vital force whose influence will be felt forever.
Outside the Apollo Theater in Harlem, fans honored her.
She's our queen. I want to say the queen of soul, but I'm just going to say our queen.
On the Hollywood Walk of Fame, fans left flowers at Aretha's star, a tribute to a superstar whose voice will live forever.
Kenneth Craig for WISC News 3.
NASA named an asteroid to honor Aretha Franklin in 2014.
And today the agency confirmed that asteroid is still orbiting. She'll be missed. Next at 4, the state's GOP is fighting back against Democratic nurses protesting Leah Vukmir's health care agenda.
Vukmir is running for U.S. Senate on the Republican ticket, trying to unseat Democratic U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. Rose Schmidt is here to tell us where they stand on health care, an issue that both candidates name as a top priority. Rose?
That's right. Now, this issue coming up so quickly after the end of the primary, in part because the state's Democratic Party wants to highlight State Senator Leah Vukmir's record on health care and work as a nurse. The state's Democratic Party today assembling groups of nurses and healthcare professionals to travel across the state and highlight their opposition for Vukmir. This morning they were on the Capitol Square in Madison and say they plan to vote for Baldwin in part because of her support of the Affordable Care Act.
I hear that Tammy's opponent, Leah Vukmir, is also a nurse, but honestly, I have trouble believing it. Nurses understand the need for affordable and accessible health care in this country. Nurses understand that to have healthy babies, you also have to have healthy families. We need Tammy Baldwin in the Senate.
Vukmir's campaign manager released a statement today saying, as a pediatric nurse, Leah Vukmir knows how to lower premiums and increase healthcare quality, but two-faced Tammy Baldwin wants a government takeover that would completely destroy healthcare.
Consistently, we have seen from Tammy picking Washington over the people here in Wisconsin, and I think that's a sharp contrast to Leah's record, where in the legislature for the past 8 years, she has stood shoulder to shoulder with Governor Walker and Republican leaders.
Senator Baldwin has supported the Affordable Care Act and has said it guarantees protections for people with pre-existing conditions. Vukmir says she supports the full repeal of the Affordable Care Act and wants to replace it with what she calls free market solutions.
All right, Rose Schmidt live in the News Center for us. Thank you, Rose.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are questioning the White House's move to revoke former CIA Director John Brennan's security clearance.
Is it appropriate for We're finished.
President Trump ignored reporters' questions today regarding his decision to revoke Brennan's clearance, but members of the U.S. Senate are speaking out. Some Democrats say the president's move is politically motivated, while some Republicans point out that Brennan is playing politics as well.
It's pretty clear this is a president who goes out of his way to punish his political adversaries.
I believe that John Brennan has acted in far too politically a role since he left the CIA.
In a New York Times op-ed, Brennan pinned the decision to take away his security clearance on the Mueller probe, saying Mr. Trump clearly has become more desperate to protect himself and those close to him, which is why he made the politically motivated decision to revoke my security clearance in an attempt to scare into silence others who might dare to challenge him. Mueller's team is still investigating with the president's lawyers to see if he will sit down for an interview.
Nearly 350 newspapers all across the country published editorials today to let President Trump know that they are not the enemy. From Hawaii to Washington, the coordinated series of editorials are in response to the president's ongoing attacks on the media. In response, the president tweeted, "The fake news media is the opposition party," adding much of what it says is fake news, pushing a political agenda, or just plain trying to hurt people.
A Colorado man has been arrested and charged with the murders of his pregnant wife and his 2 young daughters. Chris Watts was taken into custody last night and is being held in jail in Frederick, Colorado, north of Denver. 34-year-old Shanann Watts was 15 weeks pregnant. She was reported missing on Monday with her 2 daughters, 3-year-old Bella and 4-year-old Celeste. Investigators would not confirm whether Watts confessed, but called it a horrible outcome.
At this point, we have been able to recover a body that we're quite certain is Shanann Watts' body. We have strong reason to believe that we know where the bodies of the children are, and recovery efforts are in process on that.
Did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart.
That is an interview Chris Watts did one day before his arrest. He spoke about his wife's disappearance and may have hinted, as you heard there, at trouble in the marriage. Police have not said yet if the bodies of the children have been located. A Madison area treatment center is looking to help fight the opioid epidemic by taking recovery one step further.
The DHS gave a $250,000 grant to Tellurian to address the opioid crisis here in Dane County, and they are working to expand medication assistant treatment services. Jamie Perez visited the center today to get more information on how this could be a revolutionary tool in saving lives. Jamie.
Absolutely. So they're kind of hoping that this is a one-stop shop type of deal for those who are suffering with addictions. Now, they've been around for 40 years, but this is something entirely new to Dane County. Not only will this be a detox center or a place to service inpatient and outpatient programs, but now they're incorporating what they call case management, basically helping those in recovery stay in recovery. They say they go the extra mile by setting their patients up with all the services they need, including having their clinicians take their patients to any appointments they have throughout the recovery process. This program is already implemented in Sauk County, and they say so far it's been a success.
A lot of folks are doing well. They feel good about it. They feel that it's helped with their recovery.
By offering a full continuum of care, they're hoping to save lives by helping their patients help themselves. And I mentioned that they do already have this service offered in Sauk County. And they say that through this, they have more than 80% success rates in their patients not having a desire to use again. They hope to have the same, if not a better success rate through this program in Dane County.
Any step forward in this crisis is a welcome.
Absolutely.
Jamie, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Still no arrest following a patient abuse scandal inside Meriter Hospital. It has been 6 months since News 3 broke the story that Madison police were investigating unexplained injuries inside the hospital's newborn intensive care unit. Madison police confirmed to News 3 that the case was turned over to the district attorney's office. The nurse who was initially suspended as part of the investigation is no longer with the hospital. A separate federal investigation found that 5 newborns suffered unexplained injuries from bruises to a skull fracture. That same investigation concluded that Meriter failed to protect patients and report abuse properly.
The buildings destroyed in the deadly natural gas explosion in Sun Prairie last month will be removed by the end of this month. The city of Sun Prairie said today the debris has been removed from the West Main Street and North Bristol Street area. The city plans to remove the buildings that were destroyed and fill in the basements by August 31st. The old City Hall building is expected to be stabilized by then as well. When it comes to the road itself, that work expected to start September 3rd. The city and the Department of Transportation are planning to rebuild it by the end of the construction season. That's December 1st.
Well, there's more to come at 4. Are you looking for something to do this weekend? These summer weekends are fading fast. Emmy Fink has the details in the Weekend 608.
Plus, if you plan on getting a minivan soon, we have some important safety information for you to consider. That's when Live at 4 continues.
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety is out with a new round of crash tests.
This time the group looked at minivans. Researchers tested 3 minivans, the Honda Odyssey, the Chrysler Pacifica, and the Toyota Sienna to see how they performed in crash tests on the front corner of the passenger side. The Odyssey came out with a good overall rating. The Pacifica was given an acceptable rating, but the Toyota Sienna received a marginal rating overall.
The safety cage collapsed so much that we measured front parts of the vehicle structure moving back towards the passenger dummy as much as 20 inches.
Researchers also tested 5 minivans to see how easy it was to install car seats using the vehicle's built-in latch hardware. The Honda Odyssey received the highest grade for ease of use. The Dodge Grand Caravan, Kia Sedona, and Toyota Sienna finished with an acceptable rating. The Chrysler Pacifica received a marginal rating. Well,
just kidding.
Yeah, I'll read this. Instagram investigating a hack that's reportedly locking hundreds of users out of their accounts. Users say their handles, passwords, profile photos, and emails were changed, preventing them from logging in some cases. The new email addresses had a Russian.ru domain. Imagine. Instagram says the hacks came from multiple locations, not just Russia. It is shutting off access to compromised accounts. Instagram is urging users to turn on two-factor
authentication.
Thank you. And create stronger passwords. It also recommends not giving suspicious third-party apps access to Instagram accounts. You want to read now, Susan?
Here we go again. On Wall Street, stocks rebounded after Walmart reported strong earnings and renewed hopes of a deal in the works regarding trade with the U.S. and China. The Dow Industrials surged 396 points. At the close, it was at 25,558. The NASDAQ Composite Index added 32, and the S&P 500 was up 22. The weekend is almost here in the 608.
And here with a look at what's going on in the area is contributor Emmy Fink.
Hey, Emmy.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you guys. The weekend's almost here, but summer is almost gone.
I know.
Middle of August already?
That's exactly how I feel.
Oh,
It creeps up on you. Yeah.
But it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, and it's a great opportunity to go and spend some time with your kids before they're in school. So local child actors, grades 5th through 12th from the Children's Theater of Madison Summer Stage Program actually put on 2 performances this weekend of The Little Mermaid Jr. at Overture Center. So it's the interpretation of the Disney story, which takes families under the sea. Under the sea. Come on. Ariel and Friends. That'll be such a little great show. Shows are tonight at 7 and tomorrow night at 7. It's still like one of my all-time favorite Disney movies.
I agree. I love it too.
It is a good one.
Oh, man. Other than Ursula. She can sit that one out, but...
So what should we expect at ExpectoCon?
Well, ExpectoCon has lots of great stuff. It's going on Friday and Saturday in Middleton. Harry Potter fans will be in Wizarding Heaven. So you can come in costume, definitely come in costume, maybe as a house elf or just bring your magic wand. You can actually meet actor Victor Crumb from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire film. And you can cheer on your favorite team from the Major League Quidditch Championships. And this all takes place this weekend at the Madison Hotel West. That Quidditch is quite the thing. You got the stick.
I didn't understand one thing you just said.
So do you know what it is? It's like half dodgeball, half riding the stick, kind of like lacrosse.
The golden snitch.
It's Harry Potter.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's
legit athletes.
Yeah, there's a team in Madison.
Riding on a broomstick. It's unbelievable.
It's very cool. Okay, there's a cover band not to miss this weekend.
Repeat that sentence in your home tonight. See if it made sense.
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't ever watch these for that reason. This is a cover band not to miss. Exactly, Susan. They're the energetic Chicago cover band Rod, Tough Curls, and the Bench Press. Do you think they're going to be strong or what? They're going to headline the free Live at King Street show Friday night outside of the Majestic. So expect the band to play little Beatles, Whitney Houston, Queen, maybe even the Golden Girls theme song. I mean, they must play it pretty regularly. They're going to keep the crowds dancing from 7 until 11.
All right, let's move further east, shall we?
This is where all the action takes place. It's truly
the east side,
where everything is. If you don't live on the east side, maybe get a hotel for the weekend. Shanks Corners Block Party at the intersection of Atwood Avenue and Winnebago Street is Friday and Saturday. It's a dozen bands. They're going to be all set to play, and they're going to have you dancing in the streets. Local bluegrass favorite will be there, Wheelhouse. And then this next one is actually a Saturday event only. It's from 10 until 10. It's the 20th anniversary of Africa Fest at Mick Pike Park. park. The community-based festival will feature musical, artistic, culinary, and other cultural traditions from African immigrants. That's always so cool.
And there's even another one on the east side, right?
Exactly. We can't leave this one out. This is kind of set up like a block party pub crawl type thing. So sounds pretty fun, right? It's the Madison Makers Market on Saturday. It's going to include more than 40 artisan and food vendors. Lots of artists. It's going to be set up in the vicinity over by like the Brass Ring and the Brink Lounge and the Old Sugar Distillery, kind of in that East Main, East Wash area. And they say on the website you can shop with a drink in hand, which you do your best shopping that way, right? So why not?
Except at a liquor store. Don't go to a liquor store drunk.
They won't serve you. I've never tried it.
to live by, Mark.
Why don't you replay that quote when you get home tonight?
I've said it many times.
That is news you can use right there.
Right. Lots going on. Get out and enjoy summer. Thanks, Emmy.
Don't go to that liquor store.
Thanks, Emmy. Good to see you.
You're not supposed to grocery shop hungry.
That's true.
Or go to the liquor store drunk.
It makes total sense.
Thank you. Go to Madison Magazine for all the best of the Madison area. Emmy, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back. Take a look at this. A woman in China took a BMW out for a test drive. She didn't get far from the dealership. In fact, she ended up in the showroom.
Oh no. She
apparently meant to hit the brakes, but stomped on the gas instead. No one is seriously hurt. We can't say that for the brand new Beamer.
Oh, no.
Whoops. You want to go for a test drive?
Oh, poor thing.
Poor thing.
I'm glad she wasn't hurt.
Nobody was hurt. That's the good thing. It's Thursday, August 16th. It's National Roller Coaster Day. The first coaster to open in the U.S. was at Rocky Point, Rhode Island in 1872. A reporter described a ride of 400 feet where 9 passengers are given a shove and gravity does the rest.
Did you just hold up your arms? I bet you love roller coasters.
I do.
I love roller coasters,
I
too.
love, and like any Six Flags trips that you guys have planned, just let me know.
I'm good to take because then I can hold everybody's coats and bags, and I can hold everybody's purse.
An important part of the experience.
I hate heights, but I love roller coasters.
That is so interesting, yeah.
Fun.
Well, speaking of something that can be a roller coaster, it's National Rum Day.
Rum cake is the #1 use of rum. Do you know that?
Really?
I didn't. No.
And today is National Tell a Joke Day. Now, Mark has been combing the internet all afternoon for some...
We have pages here.
Pages of fabulous jokes.
Bad dad jokes.
Okay, here's one. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
No.
Great food, no atmosphere.
Oh, my. No. Yeah, thank you for the...
Okay, what other gems did you find?
Oh, let's see. What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter? An irrelevant. Thank you.
Man. So my favorite one, because I love math, 5/4 of people admit that they're bad at fractions.
That's a good one, too.
I love how late these are coming, by the way. It makes it funnier.
You hear about the kidnapping at the school? Never mind, he woke up.
Oh. How did the penguins build their house?
I don't know.
They had this igloo. They glued it together.
All right. I think
on that sad note.
That is fantastic.
What did the grape do when he got stepped on? He left out a little wine.
Oh, well, there we go.
Okay.
Right,
but it's Rum Day,
stop
though.
him. Stop him.
Please. Stop.
Okay, we'll talk about the forecast soon because we do have some more rain showers possible both tonight and into tomorrow. We'll time that all out in your first alert forecast. No joke, in just a few minutes. Good afternoon. I hope you're having a great Thursday so far. Another day with just oppressive humidity outside. It would be impressive if it wasn't so oppressive, I think. Visible cloud track showing these thunderstorms, especially over the last couple of hours, really blowing up quickly. You could see those clouds just rising very, very quickly as the instability in the atmosphere and plenty of moisture causing these thunderstorms to really get their acts together over the past couple of hours. And we're seeing something similar on Doppler track. These storms really aren't moving that much, and that can create a little bit of a problem in the way of some localized street flooding in some spots. So especially if we do get some downpours like we are across portions of southern Wisconsin and into southwestern Wisconsin, don't be surprised if we see some minor flooding over the next couple of hours. But it's all as a result of this low pressure system. You can actually see the circulation closer to Waterloo. This spin in the atmosphere actually contributed to a couple of interesting atmospheric phenomena over the past couple of days. We'll talk about that in a second. So 24-hour precipitation estimate. I mentioned the downpour potential over the last couple of days, and that includes today. So about 2 to 3 inches of rain, at least estimated by radar, across portions of southern Wisconsin. And in Minnesota, where we had some very heavy rain this morning into the early afternoon, some pretty crazy estimates coming in. That may be a little bit of an overestimate, but the potential for some heavy downpour is still there for the next couple of hours. And some of us really could use some rain, maybe not all that much all at once, but we have seen a return of moderate drought in spots like Camp Douglas and just to the north and west of Madison. So hopefully we can get some rain to alleviate that over the next week or so. We have had rain over the last hour at the airport, so that makes this turn green, at least this day, that is. We're still about a half an inch behind schedule, and it hasn't been just rain, folks. Over the past couple of days, we've gotten a couple of pictures of small funnel clouds forming in the atmosphere. This is off of our Platteville Queen Radio Skycam, and it was about 1:40 in the afternoon. I thought maybe I was seeing things for a little bit, but zooming in, we could see that a small funnel was in the sky for about 3 to 5 minutes. And why weren't we more concerned about this? Well, we need to go over the differences between funnel clouds and tornadoes. So funnel clouds are wind circulations that don't reach the ground. That's the big difference between them and tornadoes. If it's reaching the ground or affecting the ground, then it's a tornado, and we need to be concerned about it because they can cause significant damage, as we all know. Sometimes the funnel of a tornado may actually not be visible. Did you know that? Usually short duration, and they don't cause damage, are the funnel clouds that we sometimes see in setups like this. Downtown Madison, not looking at any funnel clouds right now, thankfully, on the Edgewater Skycam. But the almanac for today, high of 82, so just a little bit above normal for this time of year. High of 85 in the Dells, 84 in Janesville, and 82 in Viroqua. Temperatures right now a little bit cooler, especially with the rain in town. Still at 80, though, in Madison. Dew points in the upper 60s and mid 70s, so still very, very humid outside. That gets a little bit better this weekend, but not really by much, folks. High temperature trend. We are getting better in the temperature department towards Monday and Tuesday with some rain in town. Highs won't make it out of the 70s. Future track showing low pressure system continuing to move to the east. Could have some more showers, maybe even a thunderstorm tomorrow. Slight chance of rain is in the forecast, but once we get into Saturday and Sunday, high pressure takes control of the steering wheel there and doesn't really give it up until we get to Monday. So nice, dry, maybe a little bit on the warm side in some spots on Saturday and Sunday. But for tonight, showers and thunderstorms muggy with possibly some more areas of fog. For tomorrow, humid with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms and temperatures in the low 80s. So future track showing these showers and thunderstorms really staying put over the next couple of hours, but they should start to dwindle down by the time we get to later on tonight. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast on Friday, but then high pressure gets us a little bit more sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will be back in the low to mid 80s. So let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. So we are really just eking up day by day. 82 on Friday, 83 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday, but then we're in the 70s Monday and Tuesday with some chances for showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do think we will be dry, but by next weekend, that's when our next chance of showers and thunderstorms arrives. So I really wish we can get dew points into the 50s, but fortunately it's August in southern Wisconsin, so it's not all that likely.
Well, it will be snowing soon. Eventually.
Yes.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll get some rain out of this, too. So a lot of people are right now.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Well, excuse me, with all this heat and humidity in southern Wisconsin, it's hard to really think about fall.
But it is on the way, and we'll find out what's hot in fall fashions with our Shayna Mace when we come back. A live look at downtown Madison. Kind of gray out there. Looks like it may rain at any moment. We'll see. It is the middle of August, but if you've been in the stores recently, fall is here.
That's right. It's almost back to school, back to the biggest fashion season of the year. Fashion contributor Shayna Mace is here with the top trends you'll see this year for fall. Hi, Shayna.
Hi. Yeah,
Lots of
it's warm today, but it's going to get cooler. Trust me.
Yes.
So
Eventually.
I brought some trends to show you guys.
Great. And all locally bought?
All locally. So all either from Zbella, which is a great store in Middleton, carries sizes 18 to 24 for women, so different size range. And then Terisaki, which we've featured a couple times, and Mainstream Boutique.
Wonderful.
And all are most part really affordable as well. So first trend we're going to talk about is menswear. So here's just like fun, cute little options here. A little pant with some buttons on it with houndstooth from Terisaki. I love this one because it's menswear without screaming in your face. It's this houndstooth pattern, but it's kind of diluted a little bit, and then it's really comfy too.
You could wear that with a lot of different
You could wear that
things.
with a lot of things to work or the weekend. And
It's
then
not-
I
it's
love
not for
this
men.
one. Not for men, it's just menswear
menswear.
inspired, right?
I know, did that
I'm confused.
scramble your brain a little?
I'm not going to wear these pants.
And the runways showed a lot of blazers and a lot of suiting looks for women, but I like to dilute it a little bit for people so they can see themselves wearing it every day. So here's another great one, just this really fun tweed from Zbella as well. Really fun silhouette on that one. So one of my favorites, in my opinion, it's never out of style. We have animal print. So here's two different options, two different size ranges. We have Terisaki, a Joseph Ribkoff version, a sheath dress. This will never go out of style, trust me. Buy it now, you'll be able to wear it forever. And then this great Karen Kane version from Zbella as well.
And then how do you transition that in the fall? You wear like a black turtleneck with it or something?
You could wear a turtleneck, you could wear a collared shirt under it, you could wear a blazer over it. I tend to just like wearing blazers over stuff. But yeah, there's a myriad of different ways, and that's one of the great ways to do it. And then you can just add a black tight with boots or a pump. And then there you go, you're set, yeah. So another one of my favorites is dark florals, as they're called. So florals kind of set against a navy or a dark background. So tons of different ways. I was just admiring this. I might have to buy it myself. It's kind of this shawl duster silhouette that's really popular this fall. We've seen it the last couple seasons, but this is actually nice and lightweight, so you could even wear it now and then transition it into winter, which, as I've told you guys many times before, I'm all about clothing that has a lot of mileage. So just a few other options, kind of like dark floral dresses from Zbella once again.
Very Asian inspired.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Asian inspired in some of these. And then here's just more of a daily wearable version with the navy background. And then, yeah, this one has more of, I would say, an Asian inspiring to it. And then we see a bell sleeve, which those are really popular still into fall. So you'll probably see a lot of that as we kind of roll into fall here. So. Another great trend that we're seeing is kind of that boho prairie-inspired look. Saw it a lot on the runways where they kind of took it over the top with hats and kind of what you think of as a little bit more costumey, but here's how you can bring it into your everyday. You can incorporate it into a shirt. This has a little bit of that dark floral into it as well. This is from Teresaki. And then this is also a fun version to do it. You could wear it in your jean with a little hem detail on it, kind of that prairie boho look. And then we have some dark florals again, but with more of that boho styling. And then here's a top you could buy now and wear into the fall from Zbella. And then this is from Teresaki.
Very cute.
And this is nice. It has like a mock turtleneck. It's a little warmer. You could wear this under a blazer. So definitely different ways that you can style a lot of these looks from now into the fall.
What does boho stand for?
Bohemian.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So kind of the loose, flowy style that you think of. Music festivals, a lot of people think of bohemian style associated with that. So we're seeing that into fall. Another one, in my opinion, that doesn't really go out of style is just plaid. We're seeing a lot of tartan plaids. This is more of a weekendy version, kind of a flowy shirt that you could wear to be nice and comfortable from Teresaki, but we're seeing plaids and plaid pants and kind of this silhouette. So
you could put these two together and cause some seizures.
Actually, that doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, but that actually looks pretty good. But
all right,
yeah,
great ideas as usual.
Yes.
Fall will be here soon.
It will be here soon, sooner than we know. So
all right.
Thank you, Shana. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Well, game 2 of the Packers preseason hits Lambeau Field this evening.
Our Melissa Kim is in Green Bay. She's going to join us with a preview of tonight's game against the Pittsburgh Steelers when Live at 4 continues.
Okay, Shana?
Good afternoon. Here is your first alert traffic update, taking a live look at the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Westbound not looking too bad, and eastbound looking a little bit better, but still some brake lights and slow go out there. No major accidents or incidents to report across Dane County, but as we zoom in, we can see those normal slowdowns on the Beltline, especially eastbound in that stretch. Average speed of around 15 to 30 miles per hour, so just be prepared. Wait a couple of minutes, as you usually do. Verona Road to John Nolan, that's up to 16 minutes, so pretty slow. Average speed only about 15 miles per hour eastbound, and in the other direction, much better looking. That same stretch, only 4 minutes, average speed of around 60 miles per hour. And that is your first alert traffic update.
All right, Dave, thank you. Belgian flower growers fought off summer's blistering heat to lay out 500,000 blossoms on the central square in Brussels in this year's edition of the world-famous flower carpet. Organizers were once again able to arrange a 5,900 square foot flower carpet. This year's theme was Mexican. The design, a bird commonly found in Mexico. Embroidery is surrounded by illustrations of Mexican fauna and flora. The flower carpet dates back to 1971, and since then, it's been laid out every other year, attracting tens of thousands of visitors.
I would love to see
That is
that. Isn't that beautiful?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
All right, the NFL preseason continues.
Tonight, the Green Bay Packers play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Green Bay, and our Melissa Kim literally rolled into the parking lot about 30 seconds ago. She fought the traffic. Hi, Melissa, you made it.
Hi, indeed we made it in here in the parking lot, bringing you everything you can here. Let me tell you, when Aaron Rodgers says that he's going to play, the entire state of Wisconsin does show up. We start hitting traffic in Fond du Lac, like an hour away from here, a couple pockets here and there in Appleton. So if you are coming to the season game here tonight at Lambeau, I suggest you give yourself plenty of time. Anyways, like I just mentioned earlier, Aaron Rodgers does expect to play tonight. He said, you know, he hasn't played in front of this Lambeau faithful crowd since last year now, believe it or not. And so he really just wants to get back out here, play for the fans, get a little comfortable. And honestly, it's going to be not just good for him, but also new guys to the team, but veterans to the league, like tight end Jimmy Graham, who hasn't obviously gotten to play with Aaron Rodgers in a game-like scenario yet. And like, you know, those little minuscule details, snap count, rhythm, those kinds of things, it's really important for receivers, tight ends to get kind of in that groove with the quarterback, if you will.
And I understand this is probably the only preseason game Rodgers is going to be throwing in.
Yeah, probably, because this is the second preseason game, also the last one they'll play here at Lambeau. They're on the road for the next two before they actually open the regular season. And I know that a lot of people have been talking about how Aaron Rodgers was critical of those younger wide receivers last week. He did come back again and say this week that, you know, he hoped his teammates aren't getting too soft or anything, that those guys are able to take that kind of criticism, because he said, you know, when you're playing professional football at this level, it should kind of be inherent already. You know, you should have that effort and that want to be the best, to be better. And for him, he says his job is to win, so he wants to help these guys win. So obviously he said he doesn't have any personal vendetta against any of these rookie guys, no personal attacks or anything. He just wants, as a team, to hopefully get better and win. And I know Jamon Moore, he's one of those rookie guys. He definitely wanted to get some more looks this week. The other two, Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Equinemi St. Brown, they played pretty well last week. And Jake Kumara, also the former Whitewater standout, he actually scored a touchdown last week, as we all know. Got to do a Lambeau leap here, which was pretty cool for him. Those guys should definitely get some more time this week as well.
All right, the winnowing and sifting of the preseason continues. Kickoff tonight, 7 o'clock, Melissa Kim.
Yeah, exactly.
Live in Lambeau Field. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Melissa.
Glad you made it.
Good effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be right back with the final check your forecast. Some folks getting a lot of rain right now.
Yep, and some folks not so much, but that could change over the next couple of hours because Doppler track showing those scattered showers and thunderstorms will be around for the next few hours. Future Doppler track still showing some heavy rain across southern Wisconsin closer to the 7 to 8 o'clock hour, so have that umbrella ready to go because you really might need it with some of these downpours.
All right,
nothing heavy at this time. No severe weather.
Not severe, so that's good news.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we go backstage with Michael Bruno for the Music Theater of Madison's production of Little Miss Sunshine.
And our very own Little Miss Sunshine, Lola, has the top animal stories of the week in the Lowdown. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.